learning teaching with two universities in Japan. One is from Kyoto University, and another is University of Tsukuba. And as you may know, the time difference between Taiwan and Japan is 1 hour. So Japan is 1 hour ahead of us. So it means now it's 10:20 in Japan. And the system in Taiwan, United States, teaching system is probably the same, but the system in Japan and Taiwan is a little bit different. For example, the first semester or the academic year starting September in Taiwan or in United States. I don't know if from Europe, France or where. Okay, so you're starting from September or okay, but in Japan, according to their tradition, because they would like to celebrate the sakura, the flower, beautiful flower, sakura season, so their semester starts April instead of September. And so the time is a little bit different. For example, we are the first week here in NTU, but they will wait until fifth week, October, and we have class begin. So please see the handout, the schedule, class schedule, and so the class is we are now is in pink. So the first 4 weeks we are teaching our class alone, and then we join them together. I mean, Kyoto University and University of Tsukuba together starting October and 7th, and here 18th week, and we'll be together. Okay, we'll be together. Anything in light green, it means we have class together. We are class together. Okay, and today here in NTU, we have two instructors, myself, Su-Min Chen, and also the Professor Ian. You say something too? Okay, and we also have a TA. It's Daniel. I think he's busy in the control room. Daniel Zhao is the TA here, and they also have their TA in Kyoto University and University of Tsukuba. In Kyoto University, Kondo Sensei, or Sensei means Professor. Professor Kondo and Professor Peter are going to be instructors. And in Tsukuba, I think 5 professors, 5 instructors together, and Professor Kidamura is their one of their chief instructor in the University of Tsukuba, and all their class materials, instruction materials, already on web. Maybe you have known. I think you have their be able to access by your password, your student password or something, right? SEBA system. You can go to the SEBA system. Oh yes, the website. The first line, the website below this table, you'll be able to access them. Use your student email, username and password, right? So you see all of them there. Okay. And yes. Oh, you will try later. But anyway, all the PowerPoint or the handout already on the web already. Okay, and what about of this class? Okay, so this learning course, and you will see some weeks afterwards, the is so advanced, so you won't see the lag. You won't see automated simultaneous 3 universities together. So when professors make instruction and students ask questions almost the same time. And also the screen here will be split into sections. So you also can see the professors and students on other 2 campuses. And conducted in English, as you know, with the National Taiwan University here and Kyoto University and University of Tsukuba. And the scope of the development trend of biosystem engineering will be introduced first. And so that you know approximately scope of the field we are dealing with. And then a series of student presentations by you here and 2 universities in Japan, and discussion in the field of biosystem engineering will be conducted through distance learning platform. So later on, we will assign students a schedule, the time to go to a podium and make a presentation later. Not now, but after some weeks. Okay, and objectives of this class is to enhance the knowledge of students regarding biosystem engineering scope and development. And second is to develop the scientific communication ability of students with regard to presentations and discussion in an international context. And here's very important, scientific communication. And language kind of the communication skills. And so use English. Sometimes we say, I say hello, say goodbye, say konnichiwa, or say bonjour, and everything. That's the common life communication. But scientific communication is a little bit different. And so in this class, we hope we can learn about scientific communication. And of course, the English is the language common to everybody. So here we don't speak Taiwanese, Chinese, so actually Mandarin. And here we speak Mandarin and also Taiwanese, and French and Japanese, and we only use the English as a common language for communication. Okay, and the outcome is to develop their international scientific communication expertise, reading, speaking, listening, and discussion. And we have some handout materials or some kind of papers you need to read in order to make a presentation. And after you understand that paper, and then of course you need to present it. So this is speaking, and also you need to ask questions, and this is also speaking. And listening, in order to listen, to raise the questions or make a discussions, of course you need to listen, and then discussion. So this is the outcome of this class. I think this the last page of this PowerPoint, and then let's go to our class schedule. Right. That's Daniel. Daniel， 你刚讲一下没有那个 Word DLCX 出不来，画面跑不出来。公用吗？要用 PPT 吗？啊，不是，这个是 这个
要看那个荧幕吗？这样是吗？
不是，这边出来了。我要怎么样？我要移过来吗？
对，它现在是这个荧幕跟这荧幕是这样排列，所以你要的东西就是这边再拉过去，这里就可以。
哦，I see。那我这边要小一点哦。Okay. Maybe. All right. That's the study schedule of the class schedule of this semester. And here I say both instructors are listed here. And University of Tsukuba, they include 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. That is 5. 5 instructors together. And then, so that is first week, only NTU in pink will go our own. So class organization is content of today's class. And then week 2 and week 3 will be introduction of biosystems engineering. And then week 4 will be the trend of technology development. And that's the we're going to have here first. Are you okay? No problem? Okay. And then starting first week, and we 3 universities were together. As I just mentioned, Japan, the class system there is 1 month, about 1 month after us. And in the first week, we are going to have a presentation by Professor Peter. Professor Peter, I think now is the professor in Kyoto University. He is from Australia. He's from Australia. And he's going to share or present how to prepare effective presentations in English. This is part B. Part A, of course, because the first week we are 3 universities together, so you may say something about the classes, so there's orientation. Okay, and then and you'll see, say week 6, supposed to be October 14th. Unfortunately, there are holidays in Japan. It's a holiday in Japan, so we'll go along again. And then because holiday, they need to make up the class. So KU, I mean, Kyoto University make up on 16th, and University of Tsukuba make up on 18th. So the week 6, the 6th week, we will conduct a class individually in 3 places. Okay, but anyway, from there, from first week, then student needed to prepare something for presentation and for discussion up to 15th week. And so depend on students, number of students. And currently, I don't know how many students in other 2 universities. Usually about 4 or 5 students a week. And then make presentation discussion. And then finally reach to the 16th week. And then Professor Peter will give the lecture again called about guidance for writing extended abstract and scientific paper. See extended abstract. I know many of you understand a paper, the very first part of the paper is the abstract. And usually about 500 words in English or something. And that's abstract. But extended abstract is more than that. It means the short paper, I would say, you even can include the tables or figures. And then another 500 words limitation. Maybe you can go up to 2 pages, would be okay. But usually between 1 to 2 page is acceptable for extended abstract. So the student need to, based on your presentation, you write an extended abstract of what you present. And here, according to the time, here we will have 2 presentations for each students. One is common with other 2 universities together. And since we have some weeks we are alone, we need to also ask students to make a presentation only NTU students. So one presentation is in common classes, one presentation is for NTU alone classes. Okay, so we will make up the schedule later on. The TA, Daniel, will help us to do it. And then after that, and we have the revision of the submitted abstract. So both instructors from 3 universities will make comments for students abstract and to see any proof to improve or any suggestions for the better writing of the extended abstract. And up to 19th week, holidays for Japan. But our NTU school ends, so we only have class until 18th week. And after 18th week, because they are 1 month after NTU schedule, so they have about 1 month to go in Japan. So sometimes 2 universities are together, sometimes they are alone. So that's a rough schedule of the semester's class. And we have website available for this class. So it's in a SEBA system. You know, in NTU, SEBA is a common platform for every classes. And there you will see all the handouts or any reading materials or any material would like to share with students. For example, for those weeks, we have presentations. So the student presentations PDF file website. So they have interest in somebody else's presentation and the materials there. Okay. And also the presentations by Professor Peter, the PowerPoint file will be on web, so you can be free to access. And the username and password is your students' emails, username and password. So both of you have the students' emails, right? Okay. Okay. And grading policy, attendance is about 20%, presentation 30%, discussion 30%, final report 20%. Final reports means they are writing, extended abstract. So this class is kind of emphasized on your in-class performance, presentations, and discussion, also attendance. Okay, but of course, if you have something you need to you are not able to come to the class, let us know. Let me know. Let Professor Peter know, and you will be excused. No problem. But please say something to us, or else your attendance record will be kept. Okay. And how can you find those material to make a presentations? Here are some sources. There's book and EAF journal recommended, but not limited to EAF journal. Okay, so Kondo, Professor Kondo, and Professor Manta and Professor Noguchi, they have written a book. here. Agricultural robots, okay, in English. And then later on I will say more about this. So that's one of the sources you may refer to. For example, milking robot, a robot to squeeze the milk from the cow, and then each robot or each system or each machinery or each system only 2 pages in this book. So the reading load is not that much, and there's only 2 pages. But you want there's a references, you can read it more. You can read more. Okay, and you don't need to buy this because this book is pretty expensive. How much I pay? 3,080 yen is about $1,200 Taiwan dollars. $1,200. You won't buy, of course. To keep this is a very good reference for your career, and you don't want to buy, but you want to read, and there you can borrow it from me or from Professor Yan, and I will give you the contents, table of contents of this book, so you have the idea about what all about, and then what kind of topic you may have interest. Okay. And there are some other EF journals, and then here we have the 3 places you can access to them. And this journal distributed by Airsphere company, and you know Airsphere, Springer, they always make money, and they sell their database to universities. And fortunately, our university, NTU here, we have quite a bit of the database from them, although we pay a lot of money for literature database. And this is included in the database. So for us, if you download on site, there's a site license. So so you can, if you in university on campus, and then you can download them free of charge. You go home and you want to access to a library here, and there's the Daniel, how to say that? From your home, and you can still access to a library university, and this is 幻想那个什么软体 VPN. Yes, there's a VPN available for you. So go to the library homepage, and there's a VPN instruction. So even from your home, you can access VPN. Okay. The VPN at home, so you can use a VPN to access to resources of the library. Yeah, so still free, otherwise you'll be charged, and they are charged too much. I don't know. Each paper, if you download them without a license, you need to pay $10 US or something. Very expensive, very expensive. And 30 US. Wow. Some of them are very expensive. Some is tens. Professor Yan says $30 US per paper. That's a lot. And we use a VPN quite a bit. You know why? When you're at home, another thing is for example, I just returned from Hokkaido, Japan, and And we don't need to use this kind of VPN in Hokkaido. The connection internet is very free. But if you go to China, everything is blocked out. You don't have Facebook, you don't have Google, you don't have many things. And the nine, we have the communication platform here, very popular, is called Nine, INE. Anything you cannot, like that, we are not able to access. And so use the VPN, this means jump the wall, and then you can see some more outside. And so, okay, anyway. So EF journal could be accessible from these three websites. And why is three website? Because the EF journal now is 12 years already. The journal that's published since publication, first publication is 12 years already. So the first 6 years with JStage, and from 7th year, and then Elsevier distribute the journal for us. So so you can have the access through either JStage or Okayama is in Japan, and JStage, and also the Elsevier website. And if you have problem, you can contact me. I mean, anyway, you have some trouble to download, and I can do some help for you. I have better more right than you, because I'm the editor in chief, and sometimes co-editor, sometimes editor in chief with the EF journal. So I have more or better privilege to get some information. Okay. Okay. Any questions on this grading policy, and also literature resource, and also the schedule? Okay. Anything to add?
Well, according to the previous years, I think the paper you are going to present, probably you needed to take into consider from right now. Just search the journal, or the database, and have some candidates, and go to your supervisor, and then discuss it. Not just very rush to select a paper and then present. So I just take time to think about it. Yeah, because I think that this course will be very helpful, particularly for those are taking a graduate study. Then you will learn many things like the reading comprehension, how to get the real points of one paper. And then you also learn how to present, as Professor Chen mentioned, that scientific communication. That means you're not sort of talk about things like daily life. You are talking about the main idea of the paper, and try to get feedback from the audience. So this is kind of things you can learn from the course. So, well, just one advice is to think about the paper you are going to present. Give yourself plenty time to think about it. We still have 4 weeks. You can think about it. Okay, that's my comment.
More than 2 weeks. More than 2 weeks. And so either a paper or a topic from this book, or anything related to biosystems in Union will be fine. So I circulated the test, not the textbook, just a reference book, and then you can see it. Okay. 为什么？为什么弄不出来？这个模拟是。这是 PDF 档。
对啊，可是这里没有开启的那个。这样可以。
Okay. Thank you.
It's about the global.
I know what you mean. That's what I said. This book and also EF journal only some of the resources you can select from. So I say not limit to these two resources. You can have more other information. So Dr. Ian just mentioned you could talk to your advisor because in this area in NTU you have two departments. Bio, how to say, where are you from? Your department, bio system, yeah, your department is one, and another is my department called bio mechatronics engineering department. And my department is more mechanical oriented, and your department more water or resources or ecology, environment oriented. So both these two areas is fine. Okay, so that's why Professor Ian mentioned that you don't need to go. For example, you not touch any robot before, and how it be possible to execute to present a paper or article in the robots, right? And so you can present what do you feel comfortable in this field, and so talk to your advisor. Maybe they can give you some advice. Okay, and. Okay.
So one of the things you can do is that you can go first to the recommended journal and look at some materials, and then you are not satisfied with some materials, and you look at the references, right? And then you search another papers from the references. So it's like that's what I recommend. Not just rush to the paper and say, okay, this is the paper I need. Go to read the paper and then screen and then reference, and then you say, oh, this is the right paper you are really interested in, especially very strong correlated to your research. So it's kind of more than the Google. I mean, nowadays students go to the Google Scholar keywords and then, oh, what? I think you can do more intelligent than Google by reading the contents and make your decision. That's I recommend it. Yeah.
Better and careful selection of the topic is very important. So that's what the Professor Ian just mentioned. And for example, we have something in common in two departments. When I was undergraduate student here, I graduated from NTU. Here, I'm an undergraduate student. The first 2 years of the university, we are learning together. Both two university, we same classes. So the first two years, and another research example, for example, the environmental control of the greenhouse, I think is common to both both departments. So I think you will find some topic suitable for you and you feel comfortable. And so if you still have problem, okay, come to my office or Ian's office, and then we can have some discussion. Okay, all right. And I did circulated the book, but here I still show you some information about this book. Actually, this book is a very good book. It's well written. And also, with the most important thing is the CD-ROM. They have the CD-ROM, and so when you read a book, usually it's the written information, and you cannot see any motion at all. So the CD-ROM is movies, short movies. So each topic, they have a shootable movie together. Okay, so you will see not only written statements, also the movies. Okay, so here in this file also on web already. So you will see all kind of the systems and available in the book. So I just mentioned you can select any topic, only 2 pages. Of course, maybe not enough for your presentation for 15 minutes. So you can still with the reading of some references and make it more complete. So so the important thing is to give you because you don't have a book, so important thing is to give you the table content, and then you wanted to few of the topics, and then of course buy one book is you have more complete information, but maybe that's too expensive for students. So you can come to me or come to and you can make a few copies of that few topic you have the interest in. Okay. Here they say a master and step system. Master and step system. You know what you mean? You know what this means? For the tractors or for the farm machinery, in traditional design is an operator need to drive the tractor, for example, and then only do whatever the function of the tractor needed to be do. But nowadays, and also in current development, the master is the one tractor you drive, the operator drive. But they have several, at least one, maybe 2 or 3 other tractors working together. They are slaves. Slaves means listen to the commands from the master's tractors. So maybe 4 or 5 tractors can be working on the farm all together. And so each tractors, slaves or master, can do different jobs. So it's only one man, you can control, for example, 5 tractors. And this nowadays is very, very important development for farm systems. That's okay. All right. So I leave this on the web so you can have a look, okay? And still can. Daniel have problem. They don't have the PDF reader. I would like to open this website. 他好像用 Google 打开啊。 是，
对，然后再把它拿过去。它长，然后把它拿到眼上方。转耳朵来。
Okay, here I give you some more information about the website. In addition to the class and the literature on the biosystem engineering book, EF journal also proceedings. And then the proceedings up to 2018. And Taiwan, Japan, and Korea, we 3 countries in this field. We have the so-called international conferences, and it had been held once every 2 years, and then rotate location of different countries. For example, the last year's in Korea, Jeju, Korea, Jeju Island, Korea, and next year is going to be the Pingtung, Taiwan. So you are the regular student here, or you're visiting student here? Visiting student, exchange student. So you only stay here one semester. I see. Okay, so you may not be able to attend the next ISME conference in Pingtung. And Pingtung is a very nice place, and although you stay here only one semester, I really recommend you, if you have the spare time or free time, go to a very southern part of Taiwan there, and the ocean, the scenery is very different compared to France, because Taiwan basically is a subtropical area, but that area is tropical area, and then you will see very different scenery there. So and other students, you stay here a little bit longer, and then ISMAP 2020 is the Pingtung, Taiwan, and so it's a international conference. So be prepared some research results to be presented there. Okay, all right. And I think there's 2 hours lectures, and so we better to have some break. And I may discuss class time with you now, and then before we have the break. Here we have the each period of the class is 15 minutes and 10 minutes break, and then so 2 hours means 100 minutes class. Okay, but in Japan it's different. Japan, 1 period is 45 minutes, and 2 periods together, no break. So it means 90 minutes. So since from 5th week we need to in class with Japan students and professors together, how about we make some changes? Usually in the past years, and this class already 6th year already, and in past years we make a change the class schedule as this. Here, for example, today is 9:10 is the time for studying the class. How about we and until 12? Okay, and how about we make some a little bit change that we from next week on, in order to comply with the Japan's time, and we start in 9:30 until 11. No break in between. How about that? That's okay with everybody? So from next week, the class will start with 9:30 and 11. Okay, and Japan will 10:30 to until noon. 从下礼拜开始，我们时间改成9点半到11点。今天是因为第一次上课，大家不知道就是9点10分，按照台大上课时间。Okay. All right. So we have. How about we have the 10 minutes break and then we come back for the second period of the class. Thank you. Okay, let's return to the class. And the second part of the class today, I would like to show you some information about our field. And this is a report by Forbes. In this report, it said the top major for a class of 2022. It means that for the freshman year of 2022 is about 2 to 3 years from now. And there's a prediction by the 1212. And let's see how accurate it is. Okay. And so it's top majors. You know the major? You know major. What's the major? What's your major? You can use the microphone. Speak. Yeah.
My major is biomechatronics engineering.
Okay. And what's your major? you can speak. You can use the. Yeah. Anybody, I just try to that all of you familiar with the system here, so you can press the button here.
Hello. Oh, here.
Yes.
Oh, the performance of class. I am bioenvironmental system engineering.
Yes. Department of your major is bioenvironmental systems engineering.
Yeah.
Okay. And what any other majors? What's your major?
Bioindustries, communication, and development.
Okay. You have something different? Okay. Biometronics engineering. Okay. So this is the major. So for example, Department of Chemistry is one of the major. Department of Physics, Department of History, also the major of the freshmen when they enter the universities. Okay. And so the top majors for the class of 2022. It means the most welcome or most promising majors to come. Okay. Let's see. This is not an order, but on this all the majors, most promising, most welcome majors, mathematics. You like mathematics? Okay, good. Some yes, some no. You know, I have been an instructor for engineering mathematics for many years, and now Professor Yan take over the class to continue. And for the past many years, I teach in engineering mathematics. My philosophy is that student not fear of the mathematics. And because it's important to build the confidence of students. So don't let students to give up. You know, some students just it's too hard or it's too difficult. Just give it up. And so my philosophy of the class in that class is to build up student confidence, let them feel interesting and find some useful to use in the engineering field. So mathematics is very important anywhere. I mean, anytime I think. So that's why mathematics is still a very important subject or major. And you know, in casino, the gambling press, and some mathematician, they make a lot of money because they use the way of the I mean, some kind of method to predict the fortune. You know, so you know, gambling, casino, and or projects. So make money. They make money. And you know, when you go to a gambling place, very important to keep in mind that you will be a loser if you stay there longer enough. You always be the loser. You will always will be the loser if you stay there longer enough. So if you make a fortune, for example, slot machine, You earn $300 US dollars. Take the $300, go away, and then all your money you earn, they will take it back. And not only that, maybe you still need to dig out some more your own money and to do it. And so the percentage or the probability of the be a winner always less than the probability the casino company they said. Okay, that day in the old days use the spring or some kind of the mechanical adjustment to adjust the probability. Nowadays we use computer program. So instead, your chance to win is 49% or 49% or 48%. So you will be the loser as long as you stay there longer. Okay, so mathematics is one of them. The second one is robotics. That's why I put the robotics book to show you. No matter you like it or not, robotics going to be a role, also an important role in the industry field. And even nowadays, the robotic will be has been used as the tool for surgery. And Professor Yan, you want to say something about your robotics for medical purpose?
Okay.
You can use this and then you can face students. Yeah, please.
Okay, so robotics. Okay, so maybe in nest.
Okay, just say something.
The we. Okay. So yeah, well, not the robotics has been used in many fields in the space for the defense, and also one of my fields is we develop robots for surgeons because most of the experienced surgeons are getting older. So although they are very experienced, but their hand will be not able to perform what they think. So we develop robots to extend their working period in operation room. So that's one of the concepts we are developing for medical robotics. I'll talk about more in my lectures. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. And what else? See, agricultural engineering. That's our field. This is our field. It's very important. So some people ignore the agriculture, but agriculture is very important in the future because they are not only the population, but also the water resources and many things, and climate change. And you know, the Japanese scientists, they have come to Taiwan to collect the variety of rice. You know why? And with Taiwanese scientists come to Philippines to collect the variety of rice. Why we do this? Because of global warming. So the temperature, say 10 or 20 years later, may be not suitable to grow our own rice, the variety of own rice. And then we need to grow the variety of Philippines and same as Japan. So they why come to Taiwan to begin to collect the variety of rice. And then use a phytotron. It's the will control the environment facility or laboratory, and they can set the dissemination of the different temperature. Higher temperature and so on to test what kind of the cultivation method is better for this kind of climate. So global warming is a kind of threat to our human beings. And then, so the agriculture is very important. You don't need to use the a cell phone. You don't need to use the computer. You don't need to use the web. But you cannot stand for nothing to eat for 3 days. So it's very important that we engineers to do something to make contribution to agriculture. So agriculture engineering is very important in the near future and also in the future. Hospitality management, and this could be in hotels or restaurants and so on. And so this kind of the job or this kind of major become popular and welcomed because it will be going to be in a strong need in the future society. And health and biotechnology is a major, it's promising. And let me raise a question. How many of you more or less relate to biotech? Raise your hand. Okay. It's good. You should talk to me that. So as I mentioned to you, because our field is so broad. So last year from University of Tsukuba, some students have background of pure food science, not the food engineering, pure food science. So they're dealing with enzyme, microorganisms, and so on. So it's okay. So health and bio. So congratulations, biotech. Is a good pre-law with focus on elder law. It's becoming society becoming aging, reducing problem. On the average, each woman only gives 1.1 something children for her whole life, and the number of birth rate. I mean, how many children each woman on average can give birth to the children? On average, if 1.9 something, about 1.9 something, you can keep the population stable, not increase or not decrease. But in Taiwan, less than 1.2. Japan is 1.2 something. France, I think 1.5 or something. 1.5 or something. So they are increasing, very increasing. And because the medical technology is becoming progressing, so we get long life. So it means the society is aging, and so we need to do something and to help because there's fewer population, fewer people in young generation and more people in older generation, and the society will become not that active. Even you can get enough force and manpower to do the work to maintain the society operations, and so the elder society or elder law becoming important. So this major is going to be important. And quantum engineering, this is from the field of the physics. And nowadays, quantum computers still not that popular in the market. But in the research, the quantum computer is possible. It's possible. And so the speed and also the capacity of the storage is going to be, huge amount compared to, or fast enough compared to current technology of our computer science. Okay. So quantum engineering, 3D printing design. Anybody use the 3D printer already? How about you guys? 3D. Okay. Could you say something about 3D printer practice in you have learned? For example, what kind of subject you use printing to print, to manufacture?
I use the 3D printing design, 3D print in my classes in my sophomore year, and I use it to do like some kind of how do I say this? In my mechanism class, we needed to use the 3D print to do a mechanism, and we had like a lever mechanism, and it goes up and down.
Okay. Okay. So you satisfied what you have done, or you need to do more? Okay. 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 3D printer is now you can use this printer to print a piece of. There's a web, right? They use the piece of can shoot people with a gun. I mean, and for my laboratory, I use the 3D printers to print or to manufacture some models for research, and maybe the strength. I mean, not that it's strong enough, but for practice, for research, and for first design, you don't need to pay money to do the permanent design of for casting or something, and then use a 3D printing technology. You can do many things you want to do. For example, one of my students used a 3D printer to design a lighting case to shine on the eggs to detect the cracking of the eggs. And so 3D printer is very cheap compared to the the professional casting, and then can be used for preliminary, for temporary practice or research or teaching purpose. Yes. Oh, you want to say something about 3D? Yes, Professor N also has his own 3D printer. Yes.
So the imagination for 3D printing technology in, let's say, industrial revolution 4.0 is that you think about the Amazon. Right now, they deliver the products by using autonomous UAV to deliver. So it takes a lot of resources to transform one product to another place. So the 3D printing, right now they are going to think about that. Is that the sending of software through the internet. So you get your product not through the real objects, through the file, and the print out at home by the printers. Well, that's the imagination. Maybe 30 years later. So that's why they put the 3D printing design to the list. So the research is ongoing. So you can get anything at home through the internet. So the material, the machine, and blah blah blah, the logistics, that will be change the way of life, and even the commercial behavior. Okay, so that's what I get the comments that.
Very good, very good. And what else? Oh, the liberal arts. I think it's always important, right? Although it's not in a field, but liberal arts is still related to we human beings' culture, and usually we engineers can not only focus on the technology, we also need to learn something about the culture, and liberal arts. Maybe not your major, but could be part of your life. You need to do it sometimes. And aerospace engineering. I think we human beings are very ambitious, and then we're trying to go to another planets, and then aerospace engineering is very important. And in United States and also in Japan, in some countries, they also have, we have their usually for the defense, national defense, we have Air Force, Navy, and soldiers, right? But now they have their space troop. And then, so that's from the war or from the defense point of view. But actually, the aerospace engineering still can make a lot of the funding to find out the origin of the human beings of the life, and then and also many different kind of the materials or substance we could be used by human beings. Maybe we can settle immigrant to the moon or to Mars and to stay there if the Earth's becoming too crowded, and then maybe it's some other colony we can go. Okay, all right, and that's all about the future promising or welcome measures, and we already see some of them have been come true. For example, the robotics, 3D printers, agricultural engineering is more or less, and then I'm sorry, that's too sensitive. Okay. Quantum engineering, I think should be there pretty soon. Okay. Any opinion or any comments on these measures? Any comments? Say something. In this class, you are encouraged to be brave. Say something. Use your microphone. And the design of this room, today you may not be see it, but for the presentation discussion classes, when you press down the speak here, and the camera will zoom into your face. So everybody know, because when you sit here, you cannot see his face, but his face will be on the screen, and then you can see the speakers. Very important. Yes, please say something.
I think it's very popular in the future for the agriculture because of the food shortage, and the technique is progressing. So I'm looking forward to hope this will develop very good. Thank you.
Okay, good. Any more? Oh yes, there's one. Yeah, good.
I think your English is really good.
I beg your pardon?
I think your English is really good. 我说你的英文跟其他教授比起来算是不错的，我觉得。哦，算是很好的。
Thank you, thank you. Okay, let me see your face. Professor Yan, you say something to demonstrate how camera can focus on you.
So I demonstrate. Yeah, please focus my face on the screen. Okay, so I think the prediction of this article is quite true, and it's not just only for 2022. I think it's for the next 10 years. This field is still very, very promising. Look at the mathematics that's related to the AI. It's very popular right now, and robotics and agricultural engineering, and also the hospital that's we call healthcare 4.0. And you go the law, the law is not just the elderly law, but also you look at the autonomous vehicle. They also have many ethics issues. So the law is also very important. I think the AI cannot replace on the law making. And then we look at can you
what?
The next topics, I think I quite agree in their prediction. So the law, and then the next topics is about the the quantum computer and 3D printer. The art, I don't know, because I'm not pay attention to it. So look at the prediction from these articles. So we really think about. So in Chinese, we have we always say, for men, you have to be very cautious to choose the right career. So you choose the major which is going to be very popular in your career. That's very important. So yeah, I think the Professor Sumin Chen give us this article. It's very helpful to, especially for you.
Okay.
That's my comments.
Okay. Any more comments from some of you? Any of you say something? Maybe you want to say something. Yeah, be brave.
I think maybe we can add the environment measure of this in this list, because it's being very important because the climate is changing. So maybe we can add one more in the list. I don't know.
Just to add something to the Laura's comments, it's that
the robotics one, okay.
I mean, us as European, we are a lot I don't know, sensitized. I don't know the word in English, but anyways, it's just that we talk a lot about environmental things and the like what should we do? Oh, what should we do for this? And because it's an important topic for us, and yeah, I think that's the environmental measure should be in the list, because the climate is changing, and even it has an impact on agriculture. So I think that, and not even just agriculture, but I think that it has an impact on a lot of things and on a lot of fields. So I think that it should be important to add it on the list, because it will be an important topic in the future. So I'm sure about it. So
yes, great comment. Anyone of you more? Okay, so that's to the practice that not only for you, also for TA helper. So you will see in the presentation, and then the screen will be split and in several sections, and you will see the speakers and the one who asked questions or who made the comments and so on. Okay, so it's a very interactive mode in the class. Okay, including the people in Japan. Okay, all right, and we still have some time, and I already prepared. Although I prepared some materials, some slides, I mean PowerPoints, but I would like to show you something in common for both our two departments, and it's called Plant Factory. You heard about the Plant Factory? Vertical farming. You don't use the sunshine, you use artificial lighting to grow the crops. So it's a plant factory. Plant, P-L-A-N-T is a plant. Factory is just a place to manufacture items. Okay, so that it means there are some facility to make a production of the crops. Okay. Can you? Oh, okay. Okay. Just the current status of plant factories in Taiwan and the future development. It was a invited speech in one of international conferences and some years ago, but still the principle is the same. Okay. And first slide shows. Sometimes when I was a keynote speaker, I will show a little bit something about my university, NTU, and also so the National Taiwan University, Taipei, Taiwan, and that's the map of Taiwan. And then you will see okay, our university, you are located here, Taipei. So it's a main campus. And also we have the medical campus in Taipei, hospitals, Ankan Experimental Farm, Winston Botanic Garden. Those are located in Taipei main campus, hectares. And then we also have the Zhubei campus in Hsinchu area. We have the Yunlin campus here, and there are 2 dots here. And the Hainan Farm, and so this belongs to the College of the Agriculture and Bioresources and Agriculture, and also experimental forest about the middle of the Taiwan. And because of this experimental forest, so the area NTU counted for 1% of Taiwan. It's big. And so some part of Taiwan, I just mentioned, Kending is a very good place to visit for international students. And this place is also very good for international students. And as NTU students and faculty members, that admission is free. No charge. It's free. It's free to go there. Okay. And you'll see some scenery on campus. This is the main library at the end of the palm tree brava. And that's the College of Literature and so on. Okay. That's the scenery at the night. That also. You see this 101. And this main library. And this the ecological pond, not a regular pond, ecological pond. And we are on the other side of the campus. And this farm, this experimental farm. This is our library. This is the College of the Life Science from 3rd floor on. And the 1st floor and 2nd floor is the offices for entrance exam, university entrance exam. In Taiwan, we have the system of the exam and also application, both. And in case of the exam, and this office is operated to conduct the annual entrance examination. See how beautiful flowers we have. Okay. The faculty members close to 2,000, and half of them about half of them are professors, and associates and assistant professors. Students about 34,000. And you combine PhD and master as a graduate school and undergraduate school about half and half, 50%, 50%. And we have 11 colleges, 54 departments, and about 100 graduate institutes. Okay. Okay. Now it goes to the vertical farming, the plant factory. And anybody can tell me what this is? Like a towel, but it's transparent. So what this could be? What that could be? This building or this facility is in Germany, Europe. That's okay. That's okay.
I'll try to answer to the question, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's to create a microclimate, and I mean we can do some culture in it, and it reduces the space of for the culture, and we can have a lot of space for the culture on a little area, and maybe we can use it too as a microclimate because it can, I don't know, it can, I don't know the word in English, la serre, tu sais?
Okay.
Greenhouse. No,
yes.
Yeah, greenhouse, yes.
Thank you.
So,
it's a greenhouse, but it's a vertical greenhouse. So it's very tall compared to regular greenhouses. And so why is it transparent? Because they are glasses. But the problem is the bottom part can not receive enough the sunlight. So there's a mechanism or some kind of design. They will rotate of the plants top and down. So in order to let all the plants or the crops can receive enough sunlight. So stream for the vertical farming, because if you can grow here 10 crops, then you 3 layers with 30 crops. So why not? You can increase the production with the same amount of the land size. And so it has been, so vertical farming has been a dream for mankind. And looking for 3-dimensional way of the planting crops. And people made many attempts in the past, but did not have good results. The reason is people could not replace sunlight. Yes.
I watched some documentary about, I don't know if it's vertical farming, but they have like crops in the ocean. So how did they do to replace the sunlight? I mean, in the ocean.
Ocean.
The sea. They have like
ocean.
crops into the ocean. So maybe could you like? So
different kinds. Yes, you are right. Some crops currently the vegetable we are eating now, they are rice and wheat that we are eating now. Basically, we need the photosynthesis process, and some algae could only need a very little sunshine, and then they can still grow. And for example, mushroom. Not mushroom, you don't need too much light, and so but you cannot eat mushroom every day. You need to still eat apples and eat something else. So in that case, sunshine is very important. Although some crops may may need that much sunshine from the sun. So the problem is we cannot replace sunlight. It means there's the lighting condition still important. Since this international symposium is held in Japan, so I use the Japanese to say no. For the Germans report that the results are not good enough. Although have some results, but it's not like promising. It's promising. It's not promising. And because of the advance of technology, so the dream becomes possible, and basically for artificial lighting and multi-layer calculation. And so with these two, especially for the artificial lighting, and then we can do something about the vertical farming. And you know, there's Germans philosopher. So with dreams, people can achieve greatness. That's what I say. Although I use some Japanese because I want them to know what I'm meaning. So as long as you have ambition, as long as you have your dreams, and then we can do our best to make the dreams come true. Okay, the 尼采，那个是尼采。In our language, what do you say? What the Nietzsche mentioned? Which dreams people can achieve greatness? 人类因梦想而伟大。Okay, you heard about this, the saying by a German philosopher. 人类因梦想而伟大。Okay. Oh, oops. So the definition of the plan factory is a concept and practice to provide agriculture produce a quality. That's very important, quality, with stable year-round mass production by controlled conditions according to the production schedule, just like a factory for any other kind of items. Okay. And so from the view of technology, plan factory could be regarded as the ultimate extension of protective cultivation. Protective cultivation means greenhouse. You can say simple words, protective cultivation is greenhouse. Okay. And plan factory production has the significance of environmental concerns such as carbon footprint and food mileage. You know, in United States, for example, the New York City or New York area, eastern northern part of the United States, in winter time, heavy snow. So there's almost no agricultural production there. And although you have some greenhouses, but it's not enough. So all the food, all the fruits, tomatoes, lettuce, and many things is the transport from the California. You know, from the East Coast to West Coast in the United States, you know, what's the distance? 3,000 miles. 1 mile equivalent to 1.6 kilometers. So it's about 5,000 kilometers. It's very, very long distance. So what do they ship? What do they transport? By truck. So the truck driver needs to drive many days from the West Coast to East Coast. And when you drive the truck, you burn the gasoline or diesel. So there's the carbon emission. So the carbon footprint is long, it's large. So it's not suitable from the environmental concerns. and sometimes we call food manage. And if you can use artificial lighting, so you can grow the crops, your basement, or in some kind of the inside house, so very close to your restaurant, and then your food manage or your carbon footprint will be really short. That's one of the major big advantage of the vertical farming or the plant factory. For example, in Kyoto, Japan, there's a restaurant. The basement is plant factory, so they grow the lettuce and vegetables there. And the first floor and second floor are restaurants. So your salad, your vegetables come from the basement. So so before you have your dinner or you have your lunch, you can go to the basement and to look around to see what they are doing there. And so it's kind of the concept that we people can consider about. The only drawback is very expensive. The cost is high because you use artificial lighting. Sunshine, solar is free of charge. But artificial lighting, you need the cost of facility. I mean the LEDs or the tubes, and in addition to that, you're running cost of electricity. So this makes the production of the plant factory, the cost is high. It's a drawback. Okay, based on the classification of light source, there are 3 types of plant factories. The one usually we say plant factory is usually say CA type. It's a cross plant production system with artificial lighting, only artificial lighting, and this is very high cost. Secondly, is a greenhouse with solar lighting and supplementary artificial lighting, GSA. This is, I think, is most appropriate type of the greenhouse in the future. And also, this greenhouse with only solar lighting. For example, in some part of the European countries like Spain, they have plenty of the lighting, and some of the greenhouse, you don't need any artificial lighting at all. You can go solar, only with solar lighting is enough. But not many places like southern part of Spain, most of part of the area in the world, you still need some kind of the artificial lighting if you want to control environment. Okay, and here I will go, because of time limit, I will go very fast. Let you see 3 types of the plant factories. Okay, this only use the greenhouse, only sunshine, and this. If the plenty of sunshine or for crops that you just mentioned, only limited lighting. For example, the orchid, Phalaenopsis, it doesn't need that much sunshine, so it should be okay. And just in Netherlands, just in West Germany, the Taiwan. Okay. And how about the GS plus there? I mean GSA. I mean we need a supplement of the artificial lighting, and you will see most European countries, American countries, they have the supplementary lighting to regulate the physiological status of crops. Could be LEDs, could be some traditional lighting source. Okay, the CA type, something like this. LEDs may not be only LED is the light source. Could be different kind of the artificial lighting. But important thing is you need before get in the room, you need to air shower, and then you will wear the this kind of costume, and then to walk inside. And so it means that it's very clean. Actually, you don't need to wash it, and you can eat it. But very expensive for CA type. And here you will see multi-layers. Right? This is the major important of the Plan Factory CA type. And here I would say something about multi-layers for GS and GSA. Still, they could be layers of growing trees. Sorry. Tomatoes production in greenhouse. Why they use this device to raise the worker operator up? Why? Because they grow tomatoes different location of the height, right? So you need to pick the tomato with the way like this. So you can see, although only one layer, but it's vertical production. Many layers of the fruits located. So even with the solar type, I mean, you still have the way of the intensive production. So the fruits, the bear fruits continuously at the different height levels. Okay, so this solve the problem of the multi-layers and also the very expensive the artificial lighting. Okay, and because there are time, I will go very quickly. Plan Factory in Netherlands, and basically in Netherlands is GSA type, and also in UK, in the United States, and in Japan, most of them, not most of them, they have many CA type currently in Japan. And here you see the map of the location of the Plan Factories. Okay, and in Taiwan, and Plan Factory of CA type are commonly adopted for commercial products of tissue culture propagation, medical plants, and also mushrooms. And so the mushrooms was the first one that the vertical farming, and the reason is the lighting, the need for lighting for the mushroom is very low. So it's very successful mushroom production in Taiwan, and we not only for local consumption, also we export the mushrooms to other countries very much, and everything's environmental control. And so vertical farming or plant factories is not a very high technologies. Actually, some of them have been practiced for some years, and some of them we are developing for the better and control of the environments. So control of environments is both very important for your department and my department, and so there's environmental control. Okay, all right. So I think I need to stop here, and then that you recall some of the scope of the field going to be covered in this class, but not limit what I mentioned today. You can include your microorganisms and other aspects. Okay. Any questions? Okay. If no questions, then next Monday, from next week on, the class will start at 9:30. Okay. All right. So see you next week. See you.
下周是前副你先讲。对。
公读实验好像状况有点糟糕，就是他才刚学，好像不太熟练。
他不是有别的课程吗？
因为他好像是刚来当工读生，然后那个黄小姐跟他手把手的在教他。
好，那至少这几周还好，没有复杂，但是学的要看
你说现在吗？应该不会被看到吧？
你问他录在哪里？
你说今天的课程。